All too often people look at food as if, each meal needs to be something so exciting. And they need to be so happy about it. And, it's not like that. I mean, you eat for purpose. Your meal might be great, it might be just okay, but you eat it and life goes on and you get on to the next one. People sometimes get a little bit too hung up on, what they're eating. Food is one of the most fundamental things that we have. We've become a society where food is an afterthought. Hey, if food is just an afterthought, your body's gonna look like an afterthought. What's going on, guys? You're at my house here in Trumbull, Connecticut. It's 8 a.m. and you're gonna follow me around today. I've put together a pretty comprehensive nutrition protocol to go with this mass building program. And I'm gonna show you how I hit my macros every day. I've got all the foods laid out, and you're pretty much gonna follow me around meal by meal, hour by hour, and see exactly what it is that I do. To give you an idea, one of the first things I do always when I wake up, pound a liter of water. And I like to do cardio when I wake up, even if it's the off season. And because I don't like doing cardio on an empty stomach, I usually have a piece of grapefruit, usually half a grapefruit. Happen to be out of grapefruit, so today I'm gonna have an orange. All right, that's out of the way. I'm gonna go put my socks and shoes on, go down my basement, and do a little bit of cardio. Because this is primarily a muscle building program, whatever little bit of fruit you just ate, by the time you're done with this cardio, it's gone. I'm not doing it for fat burning purposes. This is purely to accentuate my training. Being able to train hard enough and not have your cardio be a limiting factor is very, very important. You don't want to reach cardiovascular failure before you reach muscular failure. That is a wrap for cardio. It's time to eat breakfast. Let's go. Now what I do, if you guys look at my diet as part of this program, okay, 7 whole eggs, a cup of oats, a couple tablespoons of brown rice syrup, some strawberries. All right, that's how I hit my macros for that first meal. I mix them all together, dump it in a pan, cook it up, and I make essentially kind of like a protein pancake. All the liquid in the batter comes from the egg. Part of what I do, okay, yes, I bust ass in the gym, okay? But in a way, you could almost say I'm like a professional eater, okay? Eating is as much a part of my job as anything else. I use brown rice syrup on it. Why? The cool thing about brown rice syrup is that it's essentially fructose free. Why does that matter? This is gonna be broken down just to pure glucose. There's a good likelihood you're gonna store this as muscle glycogen, and it tastes good. So, brown rice syrup. I found ways to make my food palatable, okay, without using all sorts of, artificial crap, and still keeping things clean and keeping them simple, and actually improving my digestive ability. Okay, so not only is my body able to crank through the food that I give it, okay, but I'm actually hungry for it. I actually want this. I'm gonna actually enjoy this meal right now. I usually tend to take my supplements with my first meal of the day, in my last meal of the day. So when it comes to Animal Pack and Omega, two products that I consider to be foundational and really crucial, okay, to my regimen, they're supplements that everybody should have in their diet. You guys may notice that there's no shakes. The reason for that is not because I'm against the use of shakes. I simply detailed what a typical day would look like for me. But for you guys, you know, my recommendation is if you digest shakes well, you feel good when you have them, then I suggest going with them because I do believe that they can be a successful tool when it comes to growth. Just getting ready to wrap up breakfast. It's really nice to eat food that you enjoy eating as opposed to, you know, food that's a chore to eat. Essentially, it's time to go and start the day. I'm at my desk by 9, you know, to get to work on the computer. I do work with quite a few people online on the nutrition and doing some contest prep and a lot of just people with all different goals. So I'll spend however long necessary, but generally it ends up being about an hour and a half, 2 hours. By then it's time to throw down another meal already. I pretty much always assume it's time to eat, unless I just ate. Time for meal number 2. So I'm gonna have 9 ounces of chicken breast. Wow, on the dot. I realized early on, even when I was in high school, okay, that it was not feasible for me to wake up every morning and prep that day's food. So when I was in high school, I would ask my mom, hey mom, could you make a little bit extra food for dinner? And I'll take the leftovers to school the next day. And when it got to the point where I was making it myself, I would just say make a bunch of chicken and vegetables and things that I could, you know, have accessible when I needed them. So over the years, there's things that I've learned. And really, it is all based around the fact that preparation is key. You need a system. You need to be able to look forward at your week ahead, recognize a day or two that are going to be free, which you can shop, prepare food, and have it ready to go when you need it. A lot of times by noontime or so, if I get up to break for lunch, I'll take a quick walk through my garden and check on everything. Aside from being something that just purely interests me and it being kind of a learning exercise, I never would have thought there would have been so many parallels between, I guess you would say, plant nutrition and human nutrition. It's an important exercise, not only in nutrition, but also there's something to be said for self-reliance. Everything that you see here, I grew from seed, starting in my basement over the winter time. So none of the plants have been purchased or anything like that. Honestly, it's more than I can realistically consume myself, just between my family and I. So most of it I end up having to give away. I mean, I could just sit here probably right now, pull 20 cucumbers off these plants. So, but for the sake of dinner, I'm gonna grab some tomatoes, some peppers, and that's really how a tomato is supposed to look. It's supposed to be slightly imperfect. There's tons of these. Pull 100 of these off the plants right now. Time to eat again. Meal number 3. It's gonna be the same as meal number 2. Chicken, rice, vegetables, olive oil. So, you know, people ask me, don't you get sick of eating the same thing all the time? And I guess, you know, kind of, maybe, sometimes. But the truth is, if you gotta eat 6 times a day, you're gonna get sicker no matter what you eat anyways, right? So you gotta eat something. So just shut up and eat. This is the end of meal number 3. We're gonna run out, do a little bit of food shopping, run a couple errands, and that's it. Maybe come back here, prep a little bit of food, eat some more. Right now we're gonna go hit the fish market. You know, fish is one of my favorite protein sources. I've got this fish market not too far from my house. And, you know, I've gotten to know these guys a bit over the years, and seeing as I do go through quite a bit of stuff, these guys are usually pretty good about giving me a break on some of the pricing. I think I'm gonna take some clams.
Clams?
Yeah, maybe.
We sell them by the dozen, $6.99 a dozen.
Uh-huh.
Or you can get a bushel, however you would like.
Maybe a couple dozen. A little next?
Of the little ones,
Yeah.
the sizes, they vary.
Yeah, the little.
The smaller ones.
Yeah, if you got them.
I got them.
Cool. You know, although, you know, I typically will go for something like cod or some type of white fish, you know, I'm not afraid to throw in, you know, shellfish, clams. I eat pretty much anything. If you look up the nutrition facts of, you know, a lot of shellfish, like clams and stuff, you come to realize, man, they're a really dense source of minerals and just nutrients in general. And you say, geez, maybe I'm missing out. And again, kind of just like liver, people say, oh, well, you know, that's essentially, that's a filter, you know, so you shouldn't consume shellfish. It's bullshit.
How would you like your receipt? All righty then.
All right.
You smell wonderful.
Oh, thank you.
No, thank you.
I'll see you later. Thanks a lot.
You're welcome.
This butcher we're about to go to, he's been there for a long time. I've been going to him now probably 12, maybe 15 years. You know, they make all their own sausages there. They make their own hot dogs. There's a lot of stuff that's done on site, which is cool. What's up, Charlie? Good, how are you?
His wife and baby?
Good. Yeah, I was gonna pick up some steaks for tonight.
What are you looking for?
I don't know, maybe some strips. Yeah.
I mean,
If you're gonna build a house, well, first of all, we have a choice of what material we can use. But not only the material itself, but how you choose to put those materials together. So people can say, well, you know, protein is protein. Or, you know, fats are fats. And, you know, really it's just about hitting your macros. And while to some degree that's true, I've always felt it really important to encourage people to consume quality food.
anyway,
Thank you.
sir. Thank you very much.
I appreciate
Enjoy
it.
your steaks.
All right.
Thanks.
I'll see you soon.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Charlie. So guess what time it is? If you said it's time to eat again, you'd be right.